Hi, the brand Wallaby was nice enough to send me a big package of their 50 food storage bags in the quart size, which they call their medium size. And I am not a doomsday prepper. I don't really prep any food whatsoever. We have 3 kids, so most of the food in our house gets eaten quite quickly. But I'll explain to you a little bit how I'm going to plan to use these and what else you can use them for. So it's nice that on the back of the bag, they do have some frequently asked questions. The material is so thick that it does protect against UV exposure. How long can the food stay fresh in here? 30 years if it's stored appropriately according to their directions, stored correctly. Can they be reused once opened? Yes, if opened carefully, polyester film bags can be resealed for multiple uses. So yes, you can seal the bags. It says you can use an impulse sealer, but also just a hair straightener or a clothing iron will also work well to seal the bags. So yeah, I'm not going to be storing again any food for 30 years because I have 3 kids, so most of the food in our house gets eaten right away. But this quart size is their medium size, and here's what one of the actual bags is. And it comes with, a whole bunch of labels, and because I really wanted to see how well I could write on these labels, I did label my first bag here, and it's going to be some oyster crackers, but I used Sharpie marker. I used a ballpoint pen. I used a fine point marker. I used this blue here is a colored pencil. And then the last one is crayon. So whatever writing utensil you have, it will write onto their labels that come included with the bags. And so I'm just going to label this one because how I plan to use these bags is to store some of those foods that come in bags from the store that we don't eat maybe as quick and we want to keep them fresher longer. And one of the big culprit are oyster crackers. The oyster crackers in our house that we love them, but we don't seem to go through them very quickly and they go stale very quickly. So I want to keep them. This bag unfortunately has been open for a while, so the oyster crackers are not even that fresh anymore. But another annoyance I have with this type of bag is you can see when you opened it or when someone opened it, they just ripped right down the middle of the plastic bag. And so very easily these fall out into the pantry every once in a while. So switching to one of these bags will be great because maybe it'll keep it fresher and keep it from falling all over my kitchen, my pantry. Come on. Of course, because it didn't rip well, it's not pouring in there so easily. All right, made it all in. So this bag of oyster crackers was 10 ounces and yeah, just about fills up this Mylar bag here. And so that bag of oyster crackers wasn't even full either. So that gives you an idea of maybe how much can store. Obviously oyster crackers too, I don't want to smush too many in there because they can get crushed and whatnot. But yeah, that label's on there, nice and neat. My kids are gonna love seeing that label. But it'll be a great way for us to keep these oyster crackers fresher in our pantry and eat them up before we use them, before we can use them all and have good tasting food. Nice labels to write onto. And if you're really into food storage and keeping food for a long time, these bags seem like they'll be a great addition to your routine. So if you found this video helpful, follow my store for more like it.